Hi, I'm gonna show you an app called DraftIdea. The DraftIdea is basically taking your idea and creating a plang application out of it. So the intro into this is ever had an app idea, didn't know where to start. DraftIdea is here to bridge the gap, provide detailed description of your app, and DraftIdea will sketch out basic structure or scaffold for you. So here is one thing, it won't be fully functional, but it's a great way to kickstart your development process. It uses LLM to kind of generate the code for you. LLMs don't really know plang, so we have to give them all the examples and rules, and so it's gonna fail in places, but it's gonna give us a great start. So you can either clone the project, we have it here in our repository apps and their DraftIdea, or you can download the zip, and I'm just gonna download the zip. Let's put it here and unzip it. Okay, and let's go back here, and I'm gonna create this application, the movie app database. So here I have kind of example of how you would describe your application. Okay, so we have the folder is now unzipped. Let's go into it and open up command. We run plang, and when this plang app run, it asks us for a description. We'll paste this in, and I say here I want to create a movie database app. Type in the IMDb ID, it retrieves information from the movie database .org API. So you need to have some domain knowledge here. You need to know there is a website API that kind of provides some information about movies. It should save the poster image to the movie of the movie into the folder. It should save the movie information into database. It should be able to search for a movie by name in my database and display data about the movie, see list of all the movies, archive a movie. On start of the application, ask the user what he would like to do. After each goal that is called, ask the user again what he would like to do. So this is going to be a console application, not a user interface application. Well, the user interface is the console. So let's run this, and let's check out, while it's building, let's check out the code for this. Okay. I've run this before, so I want to change it a little bit, just so we get a new get it to generate a new one. So I'll paste this in, I'll just add a period here, it's enough. So while it's generating, let's check out the code. So we go into start.goal, and here we can see ask the user, write the description. This is basically this thing here. We write what we paste into this variable idea. We read system.txt into the system variable. Let's check out the system.txt. So this is basically the setup for the LLM. You're gonna help me write the code in natural language, programming language called plang. Here are the rules, and then you have the rules, and we tell it to what the response should be, kind of. The next step is to read all the plang examples. This is kind of so the LLM has some context, and if you look at the plang examples, it's just ton of code. So this is all from our test repository. So we tell it to load that into the variable plang examples, and not to load any variables that are in it. Then we ask the LLM, okay, hey, here's the system command, here's the examples, and then the user idea. We are using this model. This is kind of the best, newest model, and can take in a lot of content. And we ask for a schema. So the schema here is how we would like to the LLM to respond to us, and it looks something like this in our case. you have here the whole object. So first you have a property called app name, and we would get something like this. This changes for every request basically, or something similar to this. And then you have the files that are going to be generated. We'll take a look into that a little bit later. So if we check out the next step from the output, we say, okay, create a folder in the output folder with an app name. So we can see that the variable is already loaded. We don't have to really load it anyway. It just takes the property here from the response and loads it into the variable. And then we say here for each file call save code. So if we check the response that we were going to get, this indicates that it's going to be a list of, or array of files, list of files. And this is one file and this is another file. And you can see we defined here in the schema that it should be a file name and code. So file name will be something like setup goal and start goal, and then you have the code for it. Okay, this is kind of defined. This is all defined in the system txt, where we set up the LLM and we told him how to, generate this all for us. This is all in plain English, so it's easy to understand. You just have to read through this, and I think you would understand it. So we go through each file, we call save code. The save code goal, which is down here, it's very simple. We just write the code, item code, which is this one here. We write that into the output, the folder, and the file name. So it goes into the setup goal, and this will be the content. So if we look at this, we can see that it generated our app. It cost us 24 cents. Okay, and code was generated, MovieDb app. Okay, so let's go and check out MovieDB app. So here we have a couple of files. Let's open this in Visual Code so we can see we have this a little bit better. Good overview of it. Okay. Open folder. And here's our same tab. DraftIdea, output, and MovieDb. So we've opened up our MovieDb folder. Let's start to take a look into this. So we have the setup file. So here it's saying, okay, create table movies. Okay, columns are IMDb, title, release date, poster path, overview, and if it's archived. Okay, excellent. Looks pretty good. Start. Okay, ask what would you like to do. Add a movie, search a movie, list all movies, archive, 5 exit. Okay, cool. And here are the choices, and at the end, okay, then write out invalid, try again, and call start. Okay, here we can see like it's gonna fail. It's not then write out, so you would do basically this, and we can just call start. So I mean, I can read this and see it immediately because I know the syntax. It will take you maybe a little bit time, but I think you will catch up in like 1 or 2 weeks. So let's save this. So that was the start goal. Okay, we want to add movie by ID. Okay, let's check that. Let's do the first one. So enter IMDb ID. Okay, load that into this one. Yes. We want to get the API. Okay, movie. Okay, We can find, actually I have this open, so I have registered with the movie database. I have an access token, and we need to check out the documentation. Let's check that out, and let's find this. Let's see if this find is correct. So we want to do find by ID. That sounds about right. So yeah, so I had here open Shawshank. Let's do that, and it's on IMDb, so we can try that. I can see the request. So we see here, this is the API. It does, yes, it's the correct path. External ID. One thing I notice here is that API key is here, which is not correct according to this. It should have a bearer token. So let's modify this, remove it, and let's put this down to a new line so it's easier to write. API key, let's just say here it's a bearer. So that should be enough. These settings will actually, the application will ask us for this API key when we run it. So we don't have to think about this now, it will come when we run. Okay, so then next we see movie data, download poster path. So first we need to check, okay, we get this result, there is movie result, and that's a list of movies. So again we need to do a little bit modification. So that would be something like this, and arrays always start with at 1 in plang. So we also have some movie poster path 2, and we want to save it into the posters folder. IMDb ID, okay. Okay. So .jpg. I mean, yeah, that works, I guess. Then we have insert into movies, IMDb, title, release date, poster path is this, and we have overview. We have title, we have overview, poster path, yes, I mean, release date, yeah, it all looks good. The only thing we need to do is we need to kind of get that array here. So we need to modify it a little bit. So it's like this. I believe this should be fine. Let's just make it a little bit more readable for us. So then it writes out movie added successfully and call start. Call start because we were saying in our description, oh, that's not so easy to read there, but after each call that is called, ask the user again what he would like to do. So okay, so we have this up and running. I would say search movie by name. Okay, search movie by name. So ask them, enter the movie name, have that variable, search where like this, not archived, excellent, write to movies, okay. One thing I notice here is if you have it like this, you need to type in exact name of the movie, but you would like to, of course, search for anything. So you need to do an escape parameter here, because in SQL you have this presented sign in with a like that allows you to kind of says if you have the Shawshank Redemption movie, you can just search for there, or just for Shaw, and it should return the result. So write to movies. If movies is empty, then write or no movie found. Okay. Else go through movies and display movie. Okay. Here's another issue. We don't have else in plang. Not as in a step. So you have if movies is empty. This would be two different goals. So you would call no movie found. Else so go through, so display movies. Okay, so first we're gonna do here, and I'm gonna put exclamation point because it helps the builder. No movie found, and we just write out no movie found. Display movies, go through movies, call display movie. Okay, after that is done, call start. Okay, that looks okay. So let's maybe check out this display movie. Display movie is here. Display movie writes out the title, release date, item, ID, and overview. Okay, that's good enough for now. So we are happy with that. I think we've gone search movie, list all movies, select star from movies, not archived. Excellent. Movies, if movie is empty, then write out no. Okay, else. So basically we have the same issue here. So we can let's just copy this because it's basically the same code. Then we had archive movie, ask enter the IMD ID, yes, write to ID, update movie, set archive to true, and successful, call start. I think we've gone through everything now, and now it would be interesting to run this, build this, and then run it and see if we have a functional application in a few minutes. Oh, we need to build. So one thing that is very important, and I need to fix this in the builder, is when you're building the setup for the first time, or building the code for the first time, you need to run it after the build is built on the setup goal has been created. This is so we can create a table in the database and use it later for building our code. So I cancelled, as soon as I finished the setup, I cancelled the start. So let's run just setup, and okay, we are done with that. So now we have actually in our data SQLite, we have here movies, we have DB, ID, title, release, poster path, overview. Excellent. Okay, so let's build that again. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, so now we built everything. I noticed one thing that I was building in the add movie where we are downloading the poster, and I know that because I've looked into this thing here, and I see the poster path is wrong, or not wrong, but it doesn't have the domain. So we need to figure out what the domain is. So let's see if it is here in the guide. That's images. So we can see here there's a path. So if we go to this, if we open this, yes, it opens the poster. It also tells us we don't need the barrier token. We can just open the URL. So what we want to do is we want to take it, so we want to download this, or actually it does provide us with the first slash, so we can skip this slash. Oh, let's make this a bit bigger. Okay, save that and build again. And this happens, you know, every once in a while. You have to kind of fix a little bit in your code, rebuild. So as you can see, we are at 1456. So we were close to 18, so plus 0.25, so it's maybe $4 that this app has cost us to build from the scratch. So I want to see kind of what the code is, just to kind of validate it a little bit. So I can see here it's calling ask. Yes, that's all good. Here is conditional module. I think that's all kind of should all be good. This is something that experience disk brings. We already ran this, so we know this works. Here we are asking, we select. I think everything is okay. I just want to say here, because variables in plang are marked with percentage sign, you have to escape it in the select statement. So that's why it's kind of like this. It's a bit confusing maybe, but you get used to it. Okay, so let's just try this and see if we get an app. Run. Okay, what to do? I want to add a movie. Oh, so we get an error. So apply to string int. Okay, so we need to see. So this is. So let's just say if choice. So here actually, so must be a number. Let's make that. So we are kind of setting the. Let's also do this. Makes it a little bit nicer since we are changing it. Okay, and it must be a number. If return choice equals 1, yes, okay. So let's see if this one works then. So that's the problem with LLM generating code usually, because here we are actually generating C# code. You can see it here. It's not very nice, but that's all we can do in VS Code. But it's always difficult. It kind of always fails in some way, and it's annoying. So we have to add a movie. Nope, it doesn't want to do that. So let's just add this. Add this. So everything should work. So these are the kind of things that you learn with time. As I say, LLM generating code is just, it's not really good. It's always a problem. That's one of the reasons I think that LLMs will never be able to kind of generate operational language code properly, because there's always something missing. LLMs are analog. They don't do precise things, and we need precise things in operational languages. While you have plang, which is not a precise language, you can write the intent, and that's enough. Okay, so it's building. Let's see if this is better. Public static, long choice, yes, this is much better. Okay, even though we set int here, plang kinda tries to convert everything into long. It uses long rather than int usually. Okay, that might be a bug that needs to be fixed later on. Okay, so now we have enter IMD ID. So let's take Shawshank. Okay, and paste that in. So now we are asked for the movie database API key. Let's find that. I will of course regenerate this one after the video, so no need to copy it and try it. Okay, so I guess movie added successfully. Let's check it out. Movies, yes, we have everything we need. Posters, yes. Oh, it's here. Nice. So that's interesting. Search. There. So I search for there. I got this. So excellent. What else? List all movies. that's 3. It lists all the movies, and we want to archive a movie. We need the IMDb ID again, so let's do that. Let's paste that in. Okay, successful, list all movies, should be nothing, no movies found. Everything we need. So now we have up and running application in a couple of minutes, or few minutes. We started at $18, we're at $13.26, I would say, so it's around $5 that it cost us to build this. So there you have it. That's DraftIdea app written in Plang.